fit the problem, much like an individualized instruction fits the need of a student at that time. And those who look to you for leadership are waiting for solutions to the short-term challenge of conducting business from August 2011 to June 2012. Now you might feel that's a short-sighted perspective, but this perspective comes from a reputable source. On Tuesday, February 8th, Governor Perry addressed a joint session of the House and Senate, and among his comments are these. As the session gets rolling, some folks are painting a pretty grim picture of our situation, so we need to balance their pessimism with the good news that continues to flow from our comparatively strong economy. Have the doomsayers forgotten that Texas added more jobs in 2010 than any other state? Last year, the growth rate of Texas jobs was nearly double that of any other top 10 state. According to the Brookings Institute, Texas had 6 of the nation's top 20 strongest performing metros. And those figures paint a much more encouraging picture, don't you think? Governor Perry continues that Newsweek magazine had 4 Texas cities on their list of top 10 American cities best situated for recovery. And Forbes considers Texas growth prospects best in the nation based on projected increases in jobs, income, and gross state product. And a category that really affects the bottom line for Texas family, our state leads the nation in strong home values. According to one industry analyst, strongest home values over the next 7 months will take place in the Houston area, the Metroplex, and Amarillo. According to our meticulous, hardworking comptroller, Susan Combs, Texas has 10 consecutive months of sales tax growth. Perry continues, let me boil it down to these simple truths. The core elements of our economy are strong. The mainstream media and big government interest groups are doing the best to convince us that we're facing a budget Armageddon. Perry says Texans don't believe it, and they shouldn't because it's not true. Are we facing some tough choices? Of course, but we can overcome them. The media is flooded with long-term solutions to short-term problems. Laying off instructional staff is the opposite of what the financial news celebrates, job creation. As you prepare for another difficult... Sorry, wrong page. All right, here we go. Teachers would not qualify for unemployment assistance. No safety net whatsoever in layoffs for them. As the leaders that we believe you to be, Texans have a heritage of doing the improbable under adverse conditions. We're looking for you to uphold that legacy to find short-term solutions with modest impact to your constituents. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Derek Hainga. Please.
Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a sign over our office door, and it says, as you leave this building, if you believe you can, or you believe you can't, you're right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a difficult time in front of us. How difficult, none of us can say. And we are going to have to make some tough decisions. I don't envy you one bit. But I do believe we can make a difference. UEA, out of our offices, is organizing the school districts across the region. And we're starting a blue ribbon campaign, complete with 10,000 yard signs. We've activated 150 teachers, many of which are retired, to go to the schools, before school, after school planning period, to get the teachers to communicate. Our goal is we want 1,000 messages reaching our legislative body each day. 1,000 messages talking about the work that's being done by this body. Ladies and gentlemen, the idea of reducing these salaries is nothing but a tax. If I'm going to take their money to run the government, what is it? Reducing the salaries of the employees should not even be a discussion item. Board members, you have a difficult time in front of you. But keep in mind, these people are not the only Texans who can share this burden. Thank you.
Sir, I have Elaine Barranco. And I apologize for any mispronunciations of names.
Good evening, and yes, you got my name right. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you had a good weekend. I spent my weekend in Richardson watching my son play in a USTA sanctioned tennis tournament. He ended up losing in the semis, which was fine, but like any 13-year-old, he sulked on the way home. But without middle school tennis, he never would have played at all. You see, until a 6th grade gym teacher suggested he play on the middle school team, tennis was never considered by us as an option. Other than hitting casually with me, he'd never played at all. Now he can't imagine not being on the team. He'll be on the high school team next year. He's hoping to make varsity. If he never plays after high school, I will still be forever grateful to the LISD tennis program for introducing him to a sport he can play forever. Unlike football or baseball, it requires only a racket and a can of balls. If you can find a public court or a big wall, then you can practice tennis. And you only need one other person to play. Other than soccer, I can't imagine a sport where you need so little equipment. I was told there's going to be a vote on allowing the LISD athletic department to make a $10 million cut without the approval of the school board. Firstly, I can't imagine why they would be given the power to make cuts without the board specifically knowing what those cuts are. Secondly, the public wouldn't be able to make their opinions known, would they? I sincerely doubt they'll come to any of us and ask what we would like. We all know that if the cuts are allowed, middle school tennis will be gone. And why not? After all, they can always play football or basketball. My son, who is 4'8" and 80 pounds after a large meal, would love guarding someone twice his size. Who cares about a sport that levels the field for everyone and will keep you active and in shape for years and years? As the mom of a kid who goes to an LISD school, I want the whole district to do as well as possible. But as the parent of a Huffines 8th grader, I'm naturally concerned with the LHS kids specifically. Our tennis team isn't as large as the Flower Mound and Marcus teams. We don't have as many kids playing in USTA tournaments. Flower Mound and Highland Village had 41 last month. Lewisville had 9. And the ones who do so are in the 9th grade or middle school. Cutting middle school tennis will hurt the LHS high school team much more than some of the other LISD schools. Lewisville has a varied population with a very wide range of income. As the largest city in the school district, this is expected. But this means we don't have much of a tradition of junior players playing on their own. It's almost certain that the level of play would decline at LHS, as most of our players have never picked up a racket until the first day of tennis class in 7th grade. In conclusion, I ask that you do not give the power to the athletics department to make cuts. The people of LISD deserve to know what is happening and need to be able to express their opinion in an open forum. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.